E minor 11. That sounds impressive, doesn't it? We're going to strum our first chord today, all right. E minor 11, and we're also going to take care of tuning. So we're going to learn the names of each string. And if your guitar is completely out of tune, we're going to fix that today. All right, let's start here. First things first, let's just strum all of the open strings. Whether we're in tune or not, here we go. You can just support your guitar neck here. Same thing, same motion, this time let every string ring out. Ready? There you go. It's a different feel, isn't it? It feels differently. You know, when you have muted strings as opposed to open, they're a little gummier, is what I say. It's kind of gummy. That's what we're looking for. There we go. That's a chord, and we're going to use that chord, believe it or not. It may not sound quite familiar yet, but it's okay. We're going to refine all this. So there you go. There's an E minor 11 chord. That's that. Now let's get into tuning. Let's make sure all these things are sounding relatively close to what they should sound like. Here we go. This is a tuner, and there was a link at the bottom. This is the one I use. I've used many different tuners throughout my career and my time as a guitar player. I like this little guy. All we need to do is take this thing, of course turn it on, and clip it way up here at the head. That's the great thing about the guitar. Here you go. Here's a lesson in parts of the guitar. This is the body, just like us. Body, neck, head. Simple, just like us, right? Body, neck, head. Body, neck, head. My neck isn't quite as long as the guitar's. I'm sure we could figure out the ratio. Okay, we have our guitar tuner. And actually there's one on this guitar, by the way. There's a guitar tuner built into the body of this guitar. And I won't activate this one now, but it is reliable. Here's this tuner. What we're going to do is we're going to pluck each individual string. And what it'll do is hopefully register here. Yep, hey look, I'm in tune. It's registering E. Hopefully you can see that. And the tuner is registering E. Well, that's good because this is the E string. We want this to be E. We want E to show up here. Now, if it doesn't, if it shows up as, I don't know, as D, well, we're looking for E. What do we need to do? This, we take our hands on the tuner and we adjust the tuning. And pitch is difficult right now. That's why I say, yes, get a tuner. We will develop our ear as we go. It takes time. It takes time to develop your ear, but you'll get there. If I always say, if you can have a little bit of assistance and a little bit of help, that's a good thing. And this little guy will give us some help. So here we go. Right now it's saying D. On this side, we want it straight up here at 12 o'clock. And we also want it to say E. Now, if you start turning and it's getting slack, well, we're probably going the wrong way. We're all the way down to B now. So let's bring this thing up. That's C. Keep going up. The musical alphabet goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then G goes back to A. That's it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Well, we need to get past A, B, C, and D to get to E. Okay, well, we're at C. A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So we keep turning it. And now we're at C sharp. Okay, now we're at D. Good. A, B, C, D, E. We want to get to E. So keep turning. Still not there yet. Still not there. Almost. There we go. We're on E. But the indicator tells us this is actually slightly flat. We want this machine to point straight up and down. We want 12 o'clock. If you turn too far and go sharp, you'll see how it's saying, oh, we're over the limit, we're over the line. And of course, if we keep going that way, we get to F. We don't want that. We want E. And here's a little tip. Always start below the pitch and tighten up to your pitch. Start below. Well, we're definitely below now with D sharp. Slowly up, there's E. Now slowly, little tiny turns until, notice I keep plucking the string to give this something to react to. It needs input, it needs something to read. So we keep plucking until we get right there. That's pretty good. Okay, I can sort of see it. Yeah, there we go. See how it gives you a nice big, this tuner gives you a nice big blue hooray at 12 o'clock. There we go. And we do the same thing for all 6 strings. And it's good to stay in tune because your guitar is made out of wood and the strings add tension to your guitar. So one way to keep your guitar in wonderful working order is to keep your guitar in tune. These strings add tension. It adds tension, so your neck will kind of bend this way. If the strings are too slack, it goes, oh no, it'll bend the other way. We want to try to keep these things in tune so that it has a constant state of existence. It helps. So this was your E string. The next string is the A string. Let's see. Okay, let's say I'm a little sharp. Well, what do we want to do? We always want to start below the pitch, just slightly below the pitch. If you find you're sharp, just go underneath that pitch a little bit and then bring it up. And we'll get into why that works in a little bit. If you have brand new strings, you can also give them a little bit of wiggle. You know, when you have new strings, they're going, wow, this is so much tension, and it helps. So if you have brand new strings on your guitar, it will take a little bit. You'll tune it up, and you'll play 4 or 5 bars, and you'll say, this thing's out of tune already. So what do? We get our trusty tuner. But there's also a thing you can do, just stretch the strings. You just pull on them a little bit. Just pull on them, and then they'll fall flat. They'll go flat again. Pulling them, it helps them. You know, you don't have to rip the strings off the guitar, but it helps if you bounce them a little bit. Pull on them, just pull on them, wiggle. What I usually do is I put my finger on the fretboard and I'll bend them like this, or I'll pull them like this a little bit. So let's see where we're at. I was a little sharp, so I bring the tuning peg down a little bit. I always want to bring it up to pitch. Bringing it up to pitch, what do we have? We have A. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other 4 strings. Sometimes I'll go back through. E, yeah, we're still there. A, that's the 5th string, seems a little flat. There, slight, tiny little adjustments. Then the D string. The D string is also known as the 4th string. Low E is the 6th string, the one closest to your chin. Then the next adjacent string is A. Then the next string is the 4th string, or the D string. If I'm a little bit sharp, I'm going to turn it back and go up to pitch. There we go. Same thing. The G string, E, so we have E, A, D, G. There we go. That one looks good. I won't fiddle with it. But that's the G. Do the same thing with the G and have some fun with your tuner. B. B. Oh, I might be a little sharp. So I'm going to take it below the pitch, bring it back up until we get at 12 o'clock. There it is. Good. And then that's the 5th string. That's the 2nd string. And the 6th string is the low E. The 1st string is the high E string. 1st string, high E string. And it's a little sharp. There we go. There we go. 6th string, low E. 5th string is A. 4th string is D. Third string is G, second string is B, and the first string is the high E string. So there you have it. Now, before we go into the play section, we know we're in tune. It doesn't sound like much, but it will. Once we start making chords, they'll be in tune. It'll sound like music. You'll say, oh, yeah, I recognize that sound, or yes, I recognize that sound. That's something that people can say, hey, that person over there can really play guitar. Well, yeah, it sounds like music. But for now, we're going to go, there we go. They're in tune, your guitar is happy, your listeners will be happy. And after we do a few strums with this E minor 11 in the play section, then we'll start making chords. There we go. I think that's about it. That's about it. So, yeah, let's head to the play section. I'll see you over there.